Hey, yo, what's going down with the YouTube? It's the kid DC Wrestling. Um, I don't even really know what to say about tonight. AEW's Full Gear, especially that ending AEW Full Gear. I ain't gonna lie to you, it kind of felt like an old WCW Monday Nitro ending with just absolute chaotic mess and so much going on to the point where you got to tune in to the show next week just to find out what went down. I mean, you had, first off, long story short, Jon Moxley is still the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, defeating Orange Cassidy. But you had, Willie Yuta come out, which was the reason why Jon Moxley retained this championship. And then you had Hangman Page coming out, attacking Jon Moxley and the crew, and then Christian Cage came out, took out Jon Moxley, and then it looked like that Christian Cage was about to cash in his little thing that he won. And then Jay White made the save. He attacked Christian Cage. And then Jon Moxley and them and the rest of the Death Riders, they were about to leave. They took off running. And as soon as they were about to head out their truck, Darby ran his car into their truck. So they had to go into a whole nother vehicle. And Darby was like, "Oh, where you at, John? Where you at? Like I'm here. Like I'm fucking here and all that." So that's how the pay-per-view ended. So it was a chaotic ending. So much mayhem was going on at the end, but I thought Jon Moxley and Orange Cassidy had a really good main event match. Jon Moxley and Orange Cassidy, you can tell they have really good chemistry. The last two matches they had were really good. Their all-out match they had last year was really good, and they mentioned their last match at Full Gear. So yeah, this was a good main event. Orange Cassidy didn't win, but he showed up tonight and tried his hardest. And you also had Willow Nightingale taking out Marina Shafir. So now Bobby Lashley, he defeated Swerve Strickland. This match was good for what it was. I thought Bobby won the match, right decision to be made. Like I said in the preview, there was no way that Bobby was gonna lose in his first AEW pay per view match. And to beat Swerve Strickland, who wasn't even AEW World Champion 6 months ago, it just makes sense to do it. Now, Konosuke Tanetsuka defeated Ricochet to retain his international championship. I ain't gonna lie to you, the match it was kind of mid, to be honest with you. Um, I think it was just I think the pacing of the show was the main thing a lot of people were bringing up. A lot of these matches, a lot of people weren't really into, and there were some moments where the crowd was into it, but then there were other moments where the crowd wasn't really into it. Like, you would think you got two out of this world competitors like Taketsuka and Ricochet going out there, but just I think by this point the crowd was kind of like, hey, it's already kind of getting a little late. We already got another match before the main event. Let's just get this match over with. But I'm glad Konosuke won. Ricochet didn't need to win here. Taketsuka don't need to lose that title anytime soon, to be honest with you. Garcia defeated Jack Perry. This match was decent. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good thing Daniel Garcia won. I think I had Jack Perry winning in my previews, which, looking back at it, probably wasn't the right choice, because Jack Perry hasn't done jack shit with the TNT Championship for months now, and I think this kind of goes into the downfall of the Elite. The Young Bucks just lost their AEW Tag Team titles, and now that Jack Perry lost his TNT title, I don't think Okada's going to survive the Continental Classic, which begins this Wednesday. And, as far as tonight goes, it was a really cool moment for Daniel Garcia. And then Kyle Fletcher defeated Will Ospreay. This was actually a really good match. Um, I know I said that Mark, the other dude from United Empire, Mark Davis, was going to turn heel, and that's how Kyle Fletcher was going to win. But seeing how the ending of this match came about, it's probably the best decision to have Kyle Fletcher beat Will Ospreay clean. So I'm glad that Kyle Fletcher got the win over Will Ospreay. Hopefully they can keep on the momentum of Kyle Fletcher. Don't do what they did Konosuke after he beat Omega. He has that huge momentum after the pay-per-view, and then they don't do nothing really with him afterwards. So Jay White defeated Hangman Page. This was another good match of the night. Very underrated one. I mean, you had some reversals, counters, reversals, especially towards the end of this match. That was really good. So, Jay White beating Hangman Page. There you have it. Mercedes Moné defeating Chris Stanlander. This was probably match of the night, if I'm being honest with you, man. This was probably one of the, no, the best match of the night. I mean, Chris Statlander killed it in this match. I mean, she absolutely killed it. And Mercedes Moné, this was probably her best title defense since winning the AEW TBS Championship. I mean, if we're being honest, she killed it as well. Like, there was really that strong moment, man, where it seemed like that, Chris Statlander was going to win the championship. Like, I'm sitting there watching the match like, holy shit, Chris might actually win here. And then Mercedes was able to pull it off. I was like, oh, well, she won, but they did it really well, man. The women killed it tonight. MJF defeated Roderick Strong. It was alright. It kind of felt a little filler. It was just kind of like, okay, like, we get it. The end game is Adam Cole, MJF. And then when MJF took out Roderick after the match, because he took him out with the chair, and then Adam Cole came out, MJF ran away like the little girl he is. Kyle O'Reilly was pissed off because Adam Cole didn't even make the save before Roderick got hurt. So I still think we win MJF and Adam Cole at World's End, because from a storyline perspective, that's where this whole story started, MJF and Adam Cole. And then the 4-way tag match opened up the show, which is I mean, Private Party won. You could tell that there's some dissension going on with the Acclaim. There's some tension going on. Max Casper was messing up a lot in this match. We don't know what he was doing. And Anthony Bowens was kind of looking at him like, what are you doing? So, overall, AEW Full Gear was, it was a solid show. Solid show. I felt like solid show for AEW. And overall, solid pay-per-view.